Hi everybody. I hope everybody is having a great day. I know I am. It's just been a great day. Even though it's raining outside, it still turned out to be a great day, especially if you look at it from that standpoint. But I just wanted to drop a video because I told you earlier this week that I would go over the second law. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that will be one of the seven laws, the seven spiritual laws of success by the author Deepak Chopra. I hope I'm saying it right, but of course it's my little southern twang. But the second law talks about the law of giving, but in other words, it says the law of giving and receiving. And with this law, it specifically talks about how you have to give to receive. And we've all heard that in order to receive, we have to give. And this law talks about, it's like a boomerang effect, like you give and you receive. And it just goes on and on to say, I'm looking at my notes out because I want to make sure that I give you the full gist of everything, because I've read it, a couple of times, and of course, I let it sink in and marinate in, because a lot of us don't know that the flow of life, as it says here in the book, that the flow of life is nothing other than the harmonious interaction of all the elements and forces that structure the field of existence. This interaction of elements and forces goes, if in your life operates as the law of giving. That is why you must give and receive in order to keep wealth and affluence or anything you want in life circulating. And that's what the law basically is discussing. If you want to receive anything in life, you have to give and receive. You can't always be the giver. You can't always be the receiver. I know for me, I'm a giver, and I hate receiving things. Even it doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be anything. But I am the type of person that I will give more than I receive. And now that I have read this, it tells me that I have to, in order to receive everything that's, the abundance, whether or not it's in wealth or health or just in life in general, I have to be able to receive. So I have been practicing that. So I'm getting a little bit better, even though it's going to take time. But this week, I made it a decision to make sure that I receive at least something from somebody. And it was small thing. It was lunch. And usually I'll, tell no, I'll, cover my own lunch. But one of my supervisors and somebody else had lunches for people, and he asked me did I want one, and of course I took one. I was like, okay, now I have to receive. But that's just how it affects. In order for you to receive abundance and affluence, you have to be able to do both, give and receive. So if you're a giver, start learning how to receive. And if you're a receiver, that's always the type of person that you always receiving things, learn how to give. Because now you're figuring out, okay, why am I with both of them? Now you're trying to figure out why I'm not receiving or giving more, is because it's the way of how the laws work. You have to abide by them in order for you to reap the benefits or make everything work and flow as it is. And then it also says, because I just thought it was a great little lesson to learn, especially for me, and then it may be good for somebody else. It also says giving engenders receiving, and receiving engenders giving. What goes up must come down, and what goes out must come back. So it's the same thing. It's saying receiving is the same thing as giving, because giving and receiving are different aspects of the flow of energy in the universe. So that's what it is. It's just the flow of energy just keep going around and around, to and fro. So you have to be able to make it work both ways. You just can't have it one way. And it says, the more you give, the more you will receive, because you will keep the abundance of the universe circulating in your life, and vice versa. The more you receive, the more you give. And it's just pretty much, it just got to be a boomerang effect. And it's not even about material things as far as money, a house, car that somebody may be giving or you receiving. It's small things. It could be like a little trinket, or either just telling somebody, what did it say? Let me make sure. Oh, it could be appreciation of love, or something like that. But it's just pretty much just maybe giving somebody a compliment and you receiving it. Or not receiving it, but if you giving somebody a compliment and they receive that compliment from you, that's basically the law of giving and receiving. And then if you are on the receiving end, you receive that compliment and you say thank you, and that person is happy. It's not about money all the time. It's about being able to make life simpler and easy, pretty much, because as a lot of the stuff going on here and there, in this world, pretty much, we have forgotten about that law, the law of giving and receiving. We have so many people out here that are what we call, in my sense of how I received it, and I say receivers, those are takers. They are out here just basically taking instead of even giving something back. So it's just all about how you want to receive your abundance. Make sure that you're giving if you're a receiver, and if you're a receiver, make sure you're giving. That's all it's saying. And it has ways on how you can apply it. Pretty much, it says, applying the gift. It's like when you receive it, you just make sure that when you're a giver, just if you're giving somebody something, do it with your heart, not because you feel like you have to. Do it with your heart, because that's not how it's gonna work. You have to, especially when you're a giver. A lot of people that don't give from their heart. They give because they feel like it's how can I put it? It's an obligation, pretty much. But it's not. If you do something out of your heart and you're giving somebody something, then they're gonna receive it with their heart, instead of feeling like, oh, they just did it just because. So, and it's just not me. I've seen a lot of that happen, where people who are actually giving are doing it because they just want to. But for me, I give from my heart because I have been so blessed, and I receive, and I'm learning now to receive, because at first I wouldn't, but I receive things that I never expect because I have such a giving heart. I will give my last if I have to, in order to see somebody that, even whether it's not family member or friends, if they need it, I will give my last. So now that I have to, if I'm going to take these laws and really learn how to succeed in life, I got to learn how to be a receiver. It was just something that has been hard for me to do, because I just love giving. I love sharing what I have with anybody that needs it or may need help. So now I have to be the one to be on the receiving end and be able to receive those gifts and that abundance back, because it's a boomerang effect. And if I'm going to tell you that that's what it has to be, so I have to practice what I preach. So, I'm not going to stay long on here, but I just wanted you to know that in order for you to give, you have to receive. In order for you to receive, you have to give. That's law number 2 in the book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra, if I'm saying the name right. I can't pronounce certain names, but just remember, life is meant to be here with just life is meant to be joyous and happy. So just stay in tune with what's going on and in your world. And remember, and you gotta, in order for you to receive, you have to give. In order for you to give, you have to receive. So that's my time. I hope that everybody enjoy the rest of their afternoon and have an amazing night. See you later.